We all get rejected, and we will all reject others. Rejection hurts, it's painful, and there's no other way to put it. And it's even more heartbreaking when we're the ones being rejected. So how do you handle rejection? In this one, I'm going to be diving right in to talk about 6 healthy ways to deal with rejection. Welcome back to SuesSpace, and thank you to my new and returning subscribers. I am grateful for your support. This channel was created for young people so that they could have a space to talk about their struggles and challenges. So don't forget to tap the notification bell and hit that subscribe button so that you are notified every time I upload. This will help with my mission of reaching as many young people as possible. Your voice matters, so let's grow this space together. It took me a long time to realize to gain peace after being rejected, I had to quit accepting the validations of others and start getting to know and accepting myself more. So I'm not just sharing 6 healthy ways to deal with rejection. I'm also sharing my experiences. Ziz. Point number 1. When you've been rejected, don't act out. How you manage rejection reflects back on your character, your maturity. The power is in how you respond, not how you were treated. When you've been rejected, think before you speak, before you say something you'll regret. Pause before sending that angry text or make that impulsive emotional call. Before you act out, think about this. You may never get clear answers from someone who didn't see your worth. So learn how to accept closure and the truth for yourself. Try your best not to react. And that was a struggle for me because I thought reacting to everything was the answer. One of the most embarrassing moments of my life, well, my younger life, was when this guy I was dating told me he was going back to his ex to try to work it out. What? There was a time in my life where I sought validation outside of myself, so I needed him to choose me because I had little to no love for myself. When he told me that, I know I texted him at least 10 times. It was more. I wanted to know why. Why didn't he choose me? And I remember throwing myself on the bed and crying for what seemed like days. Rejection will make you feel like you're not good enough, even though you are. Although we've come to the end of the road, still I can't let go. It's a natural. You belong to me, I belong to you. But do you though? Number 2, rejection does not define who you are. Understand this, rejection has nothing to do with your value. It's painful, yes, there's no doubt about it, and it crushes one's ego. And it can be difficult for some to handle or move on from, but it's not the end. I used to be so sensitive to rejection. Until I shifted my mindset, I strengthened my self-esteem, and I stopped letting the wrong people dictate how I felt about myself. Just because someone doesn't see your worth doesn't mean that you're unworthy or unlovable. Young people, when you've been rejected, whether it's from your family, a romantic relationship, maybe you tried out for a part in a school play and you didn't get it, or the sports team, you got denied on a college application, or you applied for a job and you didn't get the position, find a way to move forward because no one person or thing should be the reason for your happiness. Number 3. Distance and detach yourself from the rejection. How you handle the tough situations in your life molds you into the person that you want to be. I know this from experience that when you're confident, you may find it easier to brush off or manage rejection and move on quickly. And when you're not, you can't. When you're weak-minded, and there's no judgment and there's no shame because I was weak-minded at one point in my life too, okay? I hope I said that without offending anyone. Okay, good. When you live in a low vibrational state, when you don't know yourself enough, you'll tend to allow your mood, your emotions to shift, to change based on the actions and words of something or someone else. A lot of you, if not all of you, post on social media, and when that post doesn't get any comments, any likes, you feel rejected, unwanted, unliked. Who Who are these people that you're seeking validation from? If you're posting on social media just to see how many likes you can get, there's something that you have to heal, because inner peace does not depend on outer validations. When you've been rejected, avoid taking it personally and don't allow negative thoughts to dominate your mind. Learning how to detach is a powerful skill, so trust that rejection is always a redirection to something bigger and better. Detaching and distancing yourself from the rejection doesn't mean to ignore or repress your emotions. I would never suggest that you do that. But what I'm saying is, don't sit in the shame, the guilt, or the bitterness of it all. Find a reason to change and transform your life. Letting go is a hard lesson, but learn how to release what needs to be released so that you can receive what needs to be received. If you're holding on so tight to something that's not for you, there's no space for what is for you to come in. So I know this person who applied for a position at a company and she didn't get that position, but she got another one in the same company. And when the company downsized, they cut the first position that she wanted, but kept the position that she was currently in. And I say that to say that there's always a reason for rejection, and it's always for your good. The saying rejection is for your protection is real, because if she had been chosen for that first position, she would have been out of a job. Number 4, avoid begging for attention. Respect yourself enough not to chase after or beg for attention. It speaks volumes about your self-esteem and confidence. Young ladies, it's not attractive to chase or beg someone to be with you. And young men, it's not attractive to want to be chased. Stay away from trying to convince or pressure anyone to change their mind about seeing your value. The only person that you have to convince is yourself that you deserve better, and stick to it. Erase the thoughts of, I wonder ifs. I wonder if I do this or that, or tried harder, they'd think I'm good enough. You're already good enough. And if you don't feel like you're good enough, do some self-evaluation and some self-improvement and do better. You shouldn't be begging anyone to be picked or try to love harder to prove your value. Your value should speak for itself. Some of you need to stop disrespecting yourself by begging someone to be with you or trying to repair and go back to a relationship of any kind where you were betrayed or mistreated. I used to stand by the saying, if you love someone, set them free, and if they come back, it was meant to be. But listen here, I have learned not to go back to anyone that has cheated, juggled, lied, betrayed, gaslit, or breadcrumbed me. It's a no. And you shouldn't want them to come back either, because they will, just to see if they can play in your face one more time. My view still stands. It's my personal statement and my personal opinion, okay? Don't go back to the past because it's a trick, especially if they didn't treat you right the first time. Why are we giving people second chances to reject us again?
Well, I don't think that we should be together.
That first rejection was for my protection, right? So I'm taking it and I'm running with it. We're walking. Young people, never regret walking away from someone who didn't treat you right. Just because you're comfortable with that person doesn't mean that you're compatible. Love is kind, not hurtful. Be thankful. I am so thankful that I did not end up with what I thought I wanted, because sometimes what we think we want is not always good for us. Number 5, know your value, know your worth. Healing is never comfortable. I failed until I flourished. So keep going until you get it. Believe in yourself, put in the work, and quit holding yourself back. Do something every day to add to your value that makes you proud of you. And when you're triggered by rejection, remember that's your opportunity to grow. The only true validation is the one you give yourself. So your self-respect has to be stronger than your emotions. Believe me, you glow differently when your confidence is gassed up by the belief in yourself instead of the validation of others. Rejection is not simple to forget, and time doesn't make you forget the details. But just because you're not someone's cup of tea, that doesn't mean it's going to be the same for everyone. Healing from rejection takes time. It hurts. And it's okay to start over and reinvent yourself. It's not easy to get over tough rejections, and there's no time limit on how long it takes for you to heal. It's your pain, not anyone else's. No one should be telling you how fast you should be healing. And if they are, tell them to mind their business.
Mind your business, that's all. Mind your business.
I worked at this office for 17 years before laid off, and it was the most crushing feeling of feeling rejected, unvalued, unworthy. And for a few years, I was low-key depressed. I was taught a tough lesson, okay? That some people and some things are not meant to be in your life forever. So never be afraid of new possibilities, because that's what rejection pushes us towards. You have to learn how to accept the word no. You have to. Use that word to improve yourself. Does that make sense? There's too many people, and I wanted to say young people, but I just can't. There's too many people turning to violence, revenge, and unaliving people. I can't say the M word on YouTube, because their ego don't know how to handle the pain of a heartbreak. It's so heartbreaking to hear the stories of people losing their lives because they chose themselves. People get angry and have an attitude about you moving on and being happy, even if they were the ones that rejected, ghosted, and betrayed you. What nonsense is that? We've all experienced the pain of rejection, but that doesn't give anyone the right to unalive anyone because their feelings are hurt. Rest in peace, Samaya Spain, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. She was unalived because she rejected the advances of a man who asked for her number. It's just happening too often. Everyone has the right and the free will to decide what they deserve and what they do or don't want. Comment below, I am enough. And if I'm not good enough for them, then they're not good enough for me either. Young people, know your worth, know your value, because you are valuable. Rejection is not a setback. It's a redirection for a bigger comeback. Number 6, turn your pain into power. Try not to let rejection harden your heart. Instead, reflect and work on your inner strength, because if you think and feel that you're a reject, how do you expect for anyone to see you differently? Whatever your biggest insecurity is, it's going to be highlighted when you're rejected. It's going to show its face. It's going to be mirrored back to you. And that's the insecurity that you need to work on. Maybe there's something about your personality that you don't like. Your appearance, your body, your height, your weight, your overall self-esteem, whatever it is, you have to learn how to heal it when it pops up. You have to acknowledge what you're feeling and how you're feeling, because if you don't learn or face that insecurity and learn how to heal it, it's going to keep showing up. No one ever believes this, but during my teenage years, I was shy. And I lacked confidence way into my 30s. I wasn't taught how to speak up about what it was that I wanted. I also struggled with body image because I have a big bum, which I'm proud of now because people are paying thousands of dollars to get what I have naturally. But in the past, it was a huge insecurity that I had to work on. I've worked on myself and I've healed my insecurities, and I'm proud of the person I've become. When you become self-aware, you practice self-love and set strong boundaries and start to worry less about the validations of others. It's true, when things don't work out for me, I can brush it off and say it wasn't meant to be, and I'm okay with that, because what's meant to be will be. Young people, you have to learn how to show up for yourself, to not rely on anything or anyone to fill a void that needs to be filled by you. I'm still sensitive to rejection. I have feelings, I cry, I get sad, but I've worked so hard to become strong and resilient that I'm not going to let rejection break my soul. At most, I'll be disappointed, but you have to understand, I wasn't always that way. Rejection is for my protection. I get it now. I didn't always, but I get it now. So reject me, baby, because the right person won't. Rejection is the best gift someone can give you, because if they're not good for you, they won't be good to you. Replace the words, I'll never find better. That job, that relationship, that college application that you were denied for, with I'm valued, I'm worthy, and better is always on its way. I'm thankful for who and what let me go, for who rejected me, because if they didn't, I probably wouldn't have walked away. I probably would have stayed in a job I had no passion for, or stayed in a relationship that wasn't for my highest good, and continued to accept the moldy breadcrumbs. Trust that learning how to let go after rejection is you maturing to knowing and believing that your worth does not diminish by others' inability to recognize it. Learning how to accept rejection is a part of our personal growth. It teaches us how to manage disappointments and learn more about ourselves. When you're triggered by rejection, remember that's your opportunity to grow. And that's all for this one. Let me know in the comments if this video was helpful. Let me know your struggles with rejection. And don't forget to tap the like and subscribe button before you head out if you haven't already. If you'd like to make a donation to the channel, all my information is in the box below. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and true to yourself. Until the next one.